Hey guys, it's Friday, April 5th. I had my stream so far and ate lunch, and I was just looking at comments on my previous vlog. If you didn't see it, I was thinking of doing some kind of mystery box series on YouTube, but it's viewer submitted items, but I didn't know how I wanted to go about that and how compensation would work for people sending me things. I will show you the results of the poll. This will obviously change over time, but people voted for reserved slots with monetary compensation. Reserved no monetary compensation was second, and then just the wide open PO box. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of how I prioritize them in my mind, because I feel like people do deserve something in return. My concern though was, you know, how the compensation, like the timeline would go for it, with it being money and people treating the compensation like a budget. It just opens up a room for a lot of, I don't know, mayhem. But something multiple people suggested, and one of those comments is one of the top comments on the video, is that the compensation could be something other than money. It could be merch, or like the original art that I make with those art supplies, I could send it back to the person. And I love that idea because it's something more personal than money. I think there's also less chances of people abusing the system, and it just removes the complexity of like people having to buy these items in the hopes of being reimbursed. Because I could send the original art, but also other things, like I could get exclusive prints made and make an exclusive enamel pin that only goes out to people who do these boxes. I could even give them a choice of existing pins if they don't have one. Like, I'll have to make a list and see how I want to go about it. I could make a custom button set, like, you know, the ones I used to pin to the foam. I could make ones like that that are exclusive to the people submitting this stuff, just so they get something special and just get something in return in general. And one of my fears was that if I open up a certain number of slots, I'm not going to be opening up everyone's boxes immediately. Like, I'm going to be opening them as I film the videos, because I need to make sure they actually put something in the box and not just like rocks or something. I need to see that before I send them a package in return. And so I could just open less slots so that people aren't waiting so long. Because let's say I want to do this like about 2 packages a month, I could open maybe 5 or 6 slots only, and then that way people get their return packages in a timely manner. So right now that's what I'm heavily leaning towards, is that there is compensation, but it's instead in the form of a package instead of money. It's kind of like an exchange, I guess, like a gift exchange of sorts. But yes, I think the package would for sure include the original art I create, a button set, an enamel pin, and an exclusive print. In fact, all those items would probably be exclusive, and I'll brainstorm some other things I might want to include. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all your input, because I really, really love that idea. All right, what am I doing next? I need to do the thumbnail for my art video and just get it like uploaded and description, tags, all that kind of stuff. And then just a little bit of cleaning. I'm not gonna be home much longer because I'm meeting some friends, and we're meeting up around 6, and we're gonna be doing a trivia night. So I'm excited for that. Anywho, I'm gonna stop talking, do that thumbnail. I still need to do my hair and makeup. I didn't have enough time to do it this morning. I did wash and dry my hair, but that's about it. I need to order a new tripod because the one I use just around the house is busted. It fell over one day and the head just broke off. I've kind of still been using it, but it's really treacherous because your camera can just fall off of it because it's not held together very well. And so I need a new one. It's actually really sad because I got that tripod when I was first starting out on YouTube, and it was a gift from Christian as well. And so it has a lot of sentimental value to it, but it's busted. And like in a way that it can't be fixed. I was checking it out and I was like, no, this is just done for. Ugh. I mean, tripods like that aren't that expensive, so I'm sure I'll be fine. I just don't need a really fancy one. I just need like a cheap one, but not as cheap as this one. Like, oh my, this one is absolute garbage. And on the other spectrum, I have this really fancy one, but it just stays set up over there all the time. It also has twists. You have to twist to make the legs go in and out. What I liked about my old one is it had snaps, and I loved that. When I search the brand name, that tripod does come up, but it's just a picture of the feet. Like, let me show this to you. That's the only product picture. Just the close-up of the leg. It's also not Amazon Prime, so I don't know if I want to go for that. This one might be similar, Amazon Basics. It scares me because it looks just like my crappy one. But at the same time, not really. Honestly, no. This looks like my old one. Even the shape of the legs. Girl. I just have it in my mind that the silver ones are cheap because I have a cheap silver one. I'm like, ugh. But no, this looks actually really good. Looking at customer photos, this is identical. Oh my god, it's like just pretty much a rebrand. And that's perfect because I can use my little clip-on piece. Where did I throw that out with the head? Because it's so easy to lose this top piece, and somehow I've always managed to find it after all these years, for like the last 10 years. I've never lost my top piece. Actually, wait, we still have that garbage. I could go digging through it. Oh, it's so dark today. It's all rainy and overcast. Here's the tripod here. It's just chilling. And then the head I threw in the garbage. But I still have the garbage. Here it is. Here's the head. Wait, the piece isn't even in it. Well, then it's around here somewhere, which is good because then I'll have a backup. Yes, I should have checked there first. It's right there. Only available from third-party sellers? It's an Amazon Basics item. What? I think I'm gonna go with this one. Technically, I can get that Next Tech one. I mean, I don't really want to buy it though because it's a picture of just a leg. And it's not Amazon Prime, so it said it would come by like the 13th or something. So that's not too bad. But I don't know, I'd rather buy one where I can see the full thing in the picture. And this looks pretty darn nice. The reviews are pretty good, so I'm gonna get it. There's one more thing I need. I miss my baby. This is actually cheaper than when I bought it a couple years ago. But still so much money. I mean, that's the price of being a YouTuber, right? Stuff happens. Constantly buying new cameras and tripods and this and that. I'm just so convinced the Mark III is coming out soon, and I'd rather wait for that. Ugh. Is this person me? Holding out for a Mark III but wasn't announced. Don't really want to buy another Mark II if it's due to be replaced though. Same. And then he says, side note, I still have the 80D and M50 for the bulk of my vlogging. Hello, that's me! Except mine's a 70D, not an 80D, but the one I'm vlogging with right now is my M50. Ha ha ha. Twinning. Anyway, tripod is ordered. I need to get my butt in gear. Why am I standing up then? Sit back down, girl. Oh, also one more thing. Those flashes of my intro in the vlogs that just happen sometimes, I have no idea why that happens. Like, there's nothing in my file. Maybe it's just a YouTube thing. I don't know. So if you see those Bumble Baylee flashes, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Okay, so this part was a little boring with just music, so I'm gonna do a little voiceover while I do the thumbnail here. The first thing I did was blur the art. I just pixelated it so that it wouldn't immediately spoil what it looked like in the thumbnail. I wanted to have a row of markers on the side, so here I'm using the pen tool to isolate the markers. I don't use the pen tool that often when I do thumbnails. I often will just manually erase, but if it's something really geometric like a marker, then I more likely use the pen tool because it's faster and it's easier to get the straight lines for the sides of the markers, although right here you just see the ends. Like, really I'm just isolating the caps, but later on you'll see me do a whole marker. So then I had to select on my face. I had to do this twice. This is one of those things I normally always do just with the eraser tool, but I thought today, hey, I'm already using the pen tool, let's do it this way. I had to do it twice because initially I was zoomed in on the art and it was cutting off the bottom of my body, and I didn't realize that initially, so then I redid it so I could isolate my whole self. And then I positioned it on the side, and then here I'm isolating the full marker like I mentioned, and the cap. I also added a white stroke around all the objects and a drop shadow. Well, it's technically not a drop shadow, it's outer glow. I used to always do drop shadows, but it's dependent on a light source. If you use outer glow, it adds the shadow all around the object. So that's what I did, and I removed some of my zits on my face because, you know, why not? Just because I can. I also sharpened the markers and my face just so they pop a bit more, but the thing with sharpening is you're supposed to sharpen before you cut out the object. Like, I should have done that before the pen tool, because once you sharpen, it makes the edges jagged, and you can see that when I have the white stroke. So I had to go around my face again with the eraser tool to smooth it out. So sharpen first, then cut out the object. I also like to boost saturation a little bit and adjust levels. There's lots of little things I like to do. And that's how the thumbnail looks. Yay! So the thumbnail is done as you saw, and I thought, oh, I'll quickly add a coloring page to my website because the art featured in this video, I want to release the line art as a free coloring page. So I went to my website, added the image, and it let me save my changes but would not let me publish my website. It just kept giving me this error, and I'm like, what? Why? And it just kind of escalated from there, where when I tried to just go to my website, my image galleries would be gone, because I have a gallery on my main page, which is called artwork, and then I have a gallery on the coloring pages page, because I have a gallery of my art and then a gallery of coloring pages. And now when you go to my website, the galleries just don't show up at all. And if you try going to the coloring pages website, it just doesn't work. I mean, before when I just tried going to BayleeJ.com, just main homepage, it wouldn't work. Now it's kind of working. Like when I tried publishing, it was like error 7002. And then when my website was just down, it said error 502, and then it said error 500. Then it would load, but the coloring page wouldn't load. It's all over the place. I don't know what's going on. My website is just like wrecked now. All I was doing was adding an image to my gallery, and now nothing works. It's not like I was doing any custom HTML stuff. I just used the basic stuff provided by Wix. So I sent them a DM on Twitter to their Wix help account, and we'll see if I get a response. They seem to be fairly active. Like there's a reply to someone just like 15 minutes ago, and so we'll see if they get back to me. I wasted way too much time Googling solutions to that and trying stuff from their troubleshooter. Oh, I just went back to BayleeJ.com. The gallery loaded. What about coloring pages? It loaded, but the new image is not there. In fact, that's the old gallery. One thing I tried doing, because the gallery was acting so buggy, I was like, what if I just delete it and make a whole new gallery? Which is exactly what I did. Publish. Oh, well. No, now it's working. Alright. It wasn't working for so long, so I finally messaged Wix help, and then it just like automatically starts working. Okay. You know. Oh, this is blank now. Let's refresh. Coloring pages. Oh, well, you know. Okay, problem solved. It's all good. Hey, except the titles aren't supposed to be appearing. I gotta go through each image and delete that so you don't see the artwork title. There's like a download button up in the corner, and you can also just click download when you hover. I'm gonna go do hair and makeup now, and then whatever remaining time I have, I guess I'll clean. I don't think I'm gonna have much time because I need to leave in like an hour. Okay, I lied. There's one more thing I want to do. Just open up my latest cat print order. Ugh. Someone commented on my last cat print opening that you can just put these in water and they can wash right down the sink. So I'm gonna try that. This is my smallest cat print order ever. I got some prints of this to sell at the Calgary Expo. I probably have way too many. I have 20. Now I have to deal with all the innards. Speaking of tripods, if you're wondering which one I'm using right now, it's my little one. This is as far as it extends. It's the one I use for the side angles for my art videos. It's just a BB one. The kitchen sink's a little full, so I'm doing this in the bathroom. Kiki down there, she's like, what's going on? What's going on, Kiki? It's so cool. See, the kitchen would have actually been better if it wasn't full of dishes because we have the hose that pulls out. It smells like rice cakes. hope that doesn't clog at all. Like, that's what it says to do on the slip that comes in the box. It says to rinse them down the drain. Just let some hot water run for a bit. It scares me. I need to flatten that box. I mean, if you want, you can have it, but that means I get to flatten this one now. Okay, it is 6:08. Trivia starts at 7. We're supposed to meet up, you know, between 6 and 7. Some people are showing up a little after 6, which is right now. I'm almost done. I just need to hairspray my bangs into place, but I knew I'd have to take off my sweater to do this, which is why I have not done that yet. Yes, Kiki. I'm using my fabric shaver to get rid of all these bad boys. There's a ton on this sweater. So, let's do this. I also need to use a lint roller. I just need to do a quick job because I gotta go. Okay, I'm all ready to go now. I really need to hurry up. I'm gonna switch to my phone for vlogging, but I don't know how much footage I'll get because you can't have your phone out during trivia. So, we'll see. So I'm on the SkyTrain. I'm gonna be a lot later than I thought I was because I thought this place was downtown. It's not really downtown, it's in Kitsilano, which is, you know, just south of downtown, kind of, but the SkyTrain doesn't go there, so I have to catch a bus after. So this adds like 15 minutes to my trip, so I'm gonna be a little bit late. Now I'm on a bus. Look at this bus. This is the bus I was on. It's funny. Well, I'm almost there. Trivia's already started, so I'll have to put my phone away as soon as I get there. I'm not sure if they'll have breaks where you can take your phone out. Some places do that, but I'm not sure, so I don't know when I'll talk to you guys next. Here we are. Say hello. We're between rounds, and yeah, I got here pretty late on the question sheet. I was here at like question 16 out of, I don't know, 16 out of 20 or something. It was all music clips of video game boss battles music, and I didn't know any of them except I could recognize one was from a Mario game. I didn't know which one. And then the one, I totally got it. It was from Undertale. And it's a miracle I know that because I've never played Undertale, and I'm very proud of myself. Because I like that one. One more thing. I'm trying to get close so you can hear me over the music. I went like this, and I felt one of my earrings go flying from my ear, and it was one of these little gold ones, which are really important to me. I mean, I don't know if I remember the story correctly, but I swear when I was a kid, my mom told me that my grandma got them for me when I was a baby. Mom, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're these little gold hearts, and one flew off, and I was just devastated because we could not find it anywhere. And then finally we found it under one of my friend's shoe, like it got stuck to his shoe. So, whew, we got it. I don't know where the backing is. The backing could be anywhere. It could be at home for all I know. And what's crazy is I'm wearing these other earrings. They're just like cheap costume jewelry. But when I was putting them in this morning, I was in a rush because I was trying to get to my live stream. And these are kind of hollow inside. And there was a rubber backing stuck in the earring. And I was going to try digging it out, and I thought, no, I don't have time. Oh God, I gotta go. But anyway, I was like, oh, if someone needs an earring backing tonight, I've got them covered. And it was me. I needed the earring backing. It's a crazy story. Anyway, gotta go.
Love Choo Choo Rockets. Just played Choo Choo Rockets to Baylee, the first game played online on console.
Locking the camera. We totally knew
We knew
that.
that answer.
We're in 2 teams. There's us. Versus
There's the
4
winners.
guys. The 4 guys on the other side of the table come here every month for the video game trivia, so they know like everything in video. So out of all the questions, I only knew 3, but I'm proud because none of my teammates knew those ones, so I actually helped a little bit. This alley looks like a good place to vlog. So, like you heard me say a couple times already, I missed almost all of round 1, and Christian and Jacob had to pick a team name, and I didn't know what it was because they're like, oh, what should we do for our team name for round 2? And I said, well, shouldn't it be the same? Don't they get added together? And they said, no, it's a totally separate game. And I was like, well, just use the same name. But they kept saying no, and I was like, okay. And then they tallied up the scores for round 1, and they were giving away some extra prizes. I think one was for the most creative answer, and then they gave out a prize for the most creative team name. And so the guy starts reading it off. He's like, these people just put their YouTube URL. It says youtube.com/user/Baylee Creations. And as soon as he said YouTube URL, Christian and Jacob just start snickering, and I was like, that was so embarrassing. And they didn't even put youtube.com/BayleeJ. They did /user/Baylee Creations. Like, who is she? That technically is my URL, but like, that's the longer URL. Just go youtube.com/BayleeJ. Anyway, I came out here to say that because it's loud in there. But what's funny though is for winning that, we got 3 $5 gift cards to a used video game store, and I've actually been there once. They have lots of really cool stuff, and so we each took one of the cards, and yeah. We didn't win trivia night, but we won the gift cards. There's so much I did not know for that trivia, because I grew up playing video games my whole life, but we only had Nintendo consoles. And even then, it's not like I know all the stuff about Nintendo. Like, there's only so much I know. I'm not a video game connoisseur, not even close. And there's not a single Kingdom Hearts question. Like, I'm just excited I knew some things. That made my night. I was like, I know some things. Feels like a peach. So I got an idea for a video series, and I wanted to run it by you guys to see what you think of it, and because I'm unsure of which route to take for how to go about this. You guys know subscription boxes are a big thing in general. They're a pretty big thing in the art community as well. There's not the